So you have heard it's the 6th 5G dialogue. So we have had every 2 months an event this year. And don't be afraid, it's the last event for this year, but it's not the last one for the whole series. So we will continue the 5G dialogue next year. And at the end of today at event, so after 1 hour, we also show you the next event, the dates. And you have also the chance to vote and to have fill out a wish list for the themes and topics you will have in the next 5G dialogues. Like Fabian mentioned, today we are focusing on a deep dive on positioning and communication. So during the last events, we've had live presentation from our test bed, from our test center in Nuremberg. So we have also somewhere Ralph on board. So if there's still questions on the test bed, he can answer it. A little bit recap. Oh yeah, now I see Karin, he has turned on the camera. So this slide I'm presenting now is a little bit a recap of what situation we have at the moment. So we have release 15 on the market available. So it's one of the first releases of 5G. It has the focus on 5G on 5G enhanced mobile broadband. And then with next year, we'll see the release 16, which is focusing on massive machine type communication and on ultra reliable low latency communication. And with the upcoming releases 17, 18, 19, so I'm still working beginning with next year on release 19, we will see more and more features being available in 5G. But 2 very important topics, this reliable low latency communication and the availability of positioning in 5G. These are the topic of our today's 5G dialogue with the deep dive in 5G positioning and reliable communication. This slide shows you that we have with 5G the first time a technology who combines communication and positioning in one technology. In the current release 15, there is no target, no special feature regarding positioning, but with the upcoming release 16, so there's the first target is to have outdoor 10 meters, indoor 3 meters. But at least with the release 17, we will have, or we will meet also the industrial requirements. So we have the targets of 1 meter indoor, and especially for IoT devices, there is a target to reach 20 centimeters with very low latency for the positioning of 100 milliseconds. If this is all realistic in industrial environments, there will our colleagues Jochen and Max tell a little bit more about this. But you see, there's really a clear roadmap to combine positioning and communication within 5G. We have done the last 5G look, a short survey on how our guests are planning to use 5G at which time. And it was very interesting to see that 2/3 of our participants said with the upcoming 2 years, so 22, 23, they will use 5G in their company. So this was also a surprise for me. I expected a little longer time frame. And we have the last third of the guests who said they will have at least 25 5G in their companies. Yeah, this was a very positive feedback on the usage, the coming usage of 5G. But this also is a little bit like we see in our project that more and more companies starting this year and at least next year will to do their deep dive in 5G to understand the technology and really to look for their use cases. But I know that there is still some discussion in the world about 5G, and therefore we like to use this 5G dialogue to ask you, where do you see the challenges on 5G? So where is your biggest challenge you see for the industrial 5G next year? And Fabian will share this survey.
Okay, you can see the results now, and Karin, you can interpret them.
So, like you see, and this is, I think, not a surprise that the industrial devices is at the moment the biggest challenge. And this is also something we experience in our test beds. So this is a little bit, I think we are in the same world than everybody who likes to use 5G. We have the core running, the RAN running, but now we're starting to bring in more and more industrial devices, and it's not that easy at the moment. So I think there's something also Ralph can tell us at the end of the event, something about it if you have questions. So finding the right industrial devices for the use case is not easy. But we are working on this, and this is also to have these test beds running. We have one in Nuremberg, one in Rosenheim, one is focusing on Industry 4.0. There were another one in Rosenheim on automotive use cases. This is really also the right place to test end devices, and we still had some industrial devices in the test, and we have had to send them back and say, okay, there is a problem, perhaps we have to change it a little bit. So yeah, the test beds are there, and they're really a good place to do your own tests with your industrial devices. And now I think it's time to start our 5G dialogue with our experts. Today we have 4 experts on board. It's Jochen Seitz, he's the group leader of hybrid positioning and information fusion. We have Maximilian Kasparek on board. He is a senior engineer for industrial positioning solution. He's the one who is really working to have 5G positioning running in industrial surroundings. We have Frank Burkhardt, he's group leader, industrial communication, and very experienced in ultra-reliable communication. And Thomas Hein, he's, I think, group leader of mobile communication and one of the seniors in our team, and has many, many years of experience in mobile communication. And now, Jochen, it's your turn, and you can share your slides.